Genesis 46 continues the story of Jacob and his family as they prepare to leave the land of Canaan and journey to Egypt. The chapter shows how God calls his people to change location, not to change their identity, and how he promises to be with them, even in foreign lands. After Joseph's revelation in Genesis 45, Jacob sends his sons back to Egypt to bring Joseph's wagons and to prepare for the journey. When Jacob sees the wagons, he is convinced that Joseph is alive, and his heart is revived. He decides to travel to Egypt to see Joseph one more time before he dies. This marks a significant transition. The patriarch of the family, the man who once received the covenant promises from God, is now leaving the land of promise for the land of exile. God speaks to Jacob in a vision by night, just as he had done earlier in Jacob's life. The Lord says, "I am God, the God of your father. Do not fear to go down to Egypt, for I will make you a great nation there." God reminds Jacob that his presence will not be limited to the land of Canaan. Even though Jacob is leaving the promised land, the covenant is not being abandoned. God will still be with him, and he will bring Jacob out again, showing that his promises are not tied to geography, but to relationship. Jacob leaves Beersheba, the place where his father Isaac had lived, and begins the journey to Egypt with his entire household. The chapter lists the names of the descendants who go with him, highlighting the fact that the family is now a small nation, fulfilling the promise made to Abraham that his seed would be as numerous as the stars. The chapter concludes with Jacob and his family arriving in the land of Goshen, the best part of Egypt, where they will be provided for during the famine. This is the beginning of a long sojourn in a foreign land, but it is not the end of the story. God is moving his people toward a future that will include both blessing and hardship, liberation and transformation. Genesis 46 teaches that God can be with his people wherever they go. Even in Egypt, God's presence is assured. Change of location does not mean change of identity. The family remains God's chosen people, regardless of where they live. God's promises are not confined to one place. The covenant extends beyond the land of Canaan to wherever his people reside. This chapter is a bridge between the story of Joseph and the future of Israel. It shows that God is orchestrating events to bring his people into a new environment where they will grow, struggle, and eventually be shaped into a nation that will reflect his glory to the world.